It's just staggering, isn't it, that this number of girls can be taken. We've heard threats that they're going to be sold. What do you think has happened to them?
Based on local reports, some of the girls have been married off to some of the Boko Haram militants. This happened barely 3 days after the event. They took them on Monday, Tuesday. By Friday, they had married some of them off. This is not the first time such a thing has happened, but unfortunately, this is the first time they've taken such a large number of girls at one go.
And it just seems unthinkable. If we had this situation in the UK, for example, where more than 200 primary school girls were taken, there would be outrage. It's inconceivable that action wouldn't have been taken. So why do you think more isn't being done by either Nigerian government or internationally?
There is outrage in Nigeria. All you need to do is to look at on social media. In fact, that is what has sustained the interest in this case at this point in time. As far as the Nigerian government is concerned, they are overwhelmed. It is not that they don't want to solve this problem, but they just don't know how to go about it. That, in my opinion, that's the reality of Nigeria. And as far as the international community are concerned, we are beginning to see an interest in what is happening in Nigeria. But my fear is, how long are they going to sustain this interest? Is it going to be just one of those, like what we've seen previously with after every atrocity? They come there, they make the right noises, after 2-3 weeks, everybody goes away.
And what about this group, Boko Haram? Because the Nigerian government have spoken about whether they'd be able to negotiate with them. Is that likely from what you know about the group?
Very unlikely. Though previously, before now, they've had back channels to Boko Haram. Again, you have to understand what drives them. And I think, again, this is where the Nigerian government has gotten it wrong. Because the approach to them was similar to what they used for the Niger Delta militants, who are materially driven. They were only interested in money. But for Boko Haram, all they want is a form of government in Nigeria. They want to impose a very traditional form of Sharia in the whole country. And as far as they're concerned, there's no negotiating with the government. So what do you do in that situation?
And what are your fears then about what will happen to these girls? Because as more time passes, we hear reports that they may have gone across to other countries. Do you think the chances of them all being safely returned to their families are diminishing the longer this goes on?
I wish I could tell you that, yes, they'll be found, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. Like you rightly pointed out, it's been close to 3 weeks now since this happened. And from local reports, based on what I've gathered, what I've been told by people in the area, the girls have not been taken to one camp. And again, this is the wrong mentality in terms of what people think has happened. They have this notion that the girls have been taken to one camp and they can sort of go and carry out a rescue mission. That is not the case. Boko Haram have got different camps in Nigeria. And the girls have been taken some of these camps, and some of them have been taken outside Nigeria. So I wish I could say otherwise, but I don't see a situation where all these girls will be rescued before, because like I mentioned before, this has happened before. And unfortunately, that's the reality. That's what we're facing. And I don't see that happen. I don't see a different outcome to what's happened before.
OK. Patrick Okaney, the Nigerian commentator, thanks for your thoughts on that this morning.